Hello YouTube friends, Father Frank Pavone here, Director of Priests for Life. I want to talk to you today about the most common abortion method used in the second trimester. It's called dilatation and evacuation. And it uses this instrument called the forceps. These forceps were actually used for abortions. I have here a model of a baby at 18 weeks of gestation, and what happens in a dilatation and evacuation abortion is very simply this. After the cervix has been dilated, the forceps are introduced into the uterus. The abortion is operating blindly here. He does not see the baby. He goes completely by feel. And the forceps are used to grab one of the extremities of the child in this fashion and to pull them off, literally. It is a dismemberment abortion. The legs are pulled off the child, the arms are pulled off, the rest of the body is taken out piece by piece, and then the head is crushed and the contents of the head come out as well. Let me read the actual words of abortionist Martin Haskell describing this very procedure. He says, "When the procedure is started, we know the fetus is still alive, either because we can feel it move or we actually see a heartbeat as we're starting the procedure. It's not unusual at the start of D&E procedures that a limb is acquired first, and that limb is brought through the cervix. When you're doing a dismemberment D&E, usually the last part to be removed is the skull itself, and it's floating free inside the uterine cavity, rather like a ping-pong ball floating around. The surgeon is using his forceps to reach up and grasp something that's freely floating and is quite large. So typically there's several misdirections, misattempts to grasp. But finally, at some point, either the instruments are managed to be placed around the skull or a nip is made out of some area of the skull that allows it to start to decompress. And then, once that happens, the skull is brought out in fragments rather than as a unified piece." That is a dismemberment D&E abortion, and you can obtain diagrams and written descriptions from the medical textbooks and from the abortionists right from our website at Priests for Life. Some people think that because I'm a priest saying these things, that this is all just religious belief. My friends, I've just described to you what an abortion is. If I take off my collar and describe to you what an abortion is, I will be saying exactly what I just said. That the legs and the arms of the baby are torn apart and the head is crushed. This is not just about religion. This is about what an abortion actually is. And if you have any doubt as to how late abortions are performed in pregnancy, I have here right in my hand yellow page ads for abortions advertised up to 26 weeks. And this one, termination of pregnancy, up to 28 weeks. In fact, we know of abortionists who have performed these abortions in up to 32 weeks and more into the pregnancy. If we're going to talk about abortion in this country, let's make sure we know what we're talking about, and let's work to bring it to an end.